everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pipe Bomb Sports. I'm your co-host tonight, Nelson Sirocco. With me is
the Monk,
Jimmy Dugan.
And we like to start off the show tonight in a little sad note of remembering the past Stuart Scott. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but Stuart Scott, I felt like I grew up with this man every single day.
Watched him every day.
Watched him every day. A true trendsetter in the name, completely. I mean, completely changed broadcasting. Like, put his own swag into telling sports, I would say. Like, you would never see him before. Like, everyone's saying his catchphrases nonstop throughout. I mean, I have my personal favorite ones. You guys, you have...
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
Yeah. Monk, do you have a famous catchphrase?
That's who you want to be. I mean, his best is it's his best for a reason. Booyah.
Booyah, yeah.
Booyah. It's just...
yeah, Booyah just came out of nowhere, and, you know, it had, on a Sunday filled with wild card football games, I was captivated watching the Stuart Scott Memorial more than anything.
Yeah.
It was just a sad day, and I think we did Madison Square Garden, did a tribute to him, which was very nice. A lot of teams did tributes to him. Barack Obama actually wrote something. Michael Jordan, I saw. It was just, you know, it was very, I felt like the world of sports was, you know, lost, like, a true friend. And you didn't even have to meet the guy. I mean, Monk, what would you take, seeing this unfold on Sunday and Monday? I couldn't stop watching TV.
He's easily, I mean, it's for anyone that aspires to be in this business, easily the biggest role model. You know, you could tell anyone that wants to, you know, have success in this business and be an integral part. He's the biggest role model you could have. I got to be honest, Nelly. I hear it in your voice.
Yeah,
I'm
choked
show.
up. I'm completely choked up because, you know, I always, look forward to SportsCenter watching Stu. And, you know, Chris Berman will always be my guy, Monk and Dukes. That is my Swami. Since I was 6 years old, everyone's like, you are the Swam. And it was, a huge compliment to me. And now I'm here on Zen Live doing, you know, what I've been wanting to do since I'm 7. And watching Stuart Scott and Berman and listen to Francesca growing up. And it's like you lose, a legend, an idol. And I was talking to one of my friends. I'm like, I don't know. And I was talking to Gypsy, too. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to start Wednesday because I'm going to get really emotional about this because I don't know. I don't like the feeling without hearing Stu on Monday Night Football or I've seen him at the NBA Finals. And, Monk, I held this for the show, but remember the Welcome to the Jungle commercial with Dre Beats?
Yeah.
And you're seeing Neymar and all these guys. And for me, the best part of that commercial was seeing Stuart in the elevator. It's like, oh, my God, Stuart Scott. And you're a diehard soccer fan. And that's, you know, for some people, that's not their favorite moment in the commercial, but it was mine. And the American Pub put because you haven't seen him for a while because he was sick. And then he walks out with his little swag walk. And it was awesome. It was just good to see you. And every Monday Night Football, I prayed to see him give his pick, and every week he wasn't there. Every week he would not show up. He was too sick. It was damn. It was like, you know, we would love to see you still, see how you're doing. After that amazing speech, by the way, he gave at the ESPYs. I mean, Dukes, what's your take on that speech? It's unbelievable.
It really was sad. Like the speech that he gave, you see him from, you know, diagnosed with cancer in 2007, and what he accomplished in those 7 years. You know, he had his girls. He was still working with ESPN. He was fighting through. And the line that he said at that ESPY speech, it's going to be well known, like the Jimmy Valvano speech.
Yeah.
It was, you beat cancer. Actually, I have it down right here. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and the manner in which you live. And honestly, that's I've had a lot of people in my family that were diagnosed with cancer, and it's crazy how he was able to accomplish what he did in those 7 years being diagnosed with cancer. And it's really just some way of, I mean, I can't say enough about him.
I found it so hard to watch on Sunday. Listening to Rich Eisen, his crying. These guys made you laugh every day of the week. Scott Van Pelt, to listen to Scott all the time, Russillo, getting choked up on Sunday night. Levy, it's you know, this was with sports fans, we watch SportsCenter, we laugh, you know, we enjoy the catchphrases, we look at the camaraderie with the two co-hosts, see if they work together, and these guys are fighting tears back, and it was so gut-wrenching for me to watch. It was just really, they're hurting bad. I mean, as sport fans, I know you guys are hurting for them because at the end of the day, we say thank you, Stuart. You know, you brought so much joy to watching sports and giving your catchphrases to make us laugh and enjoy our day. As a true pioneer in the profession, and changed the way of sportscasting forever. Monk, you got any take on this?
Yeah, I got plenty of take. I trying to get it all together. Just, courage.
It's not a tough issue.
Courage, the first thing I think of, to fight 8 years, to fight this disease. 8 years shows what kind of person he was and the strength that he had. When he was giving that speech, to have the courage to be on stage and not get choked up and deliver those powerful words when you're probably gonna pass away soon. And he's just such a testament. He's a prime example to show that you don't have to be making $30 million a year to be a superstar, to be a role model to kids.
Yeah.
Just a great person, great father. A big loss in the sports world.
Yeah.
Big. I mean, as big as it gets.
I mean, Keyshawn Johnson, if you watched him on Sunday too, he started crying because when Keyshawn made the transition from a wide receiver in the NFL to radio, Stuart told him, he goes, listen, just be you. Don't try to be anything else but you. Just be you. You got this. And he kept telling Ray Lewis, when he was playing, Ray Lewis, just do your thing. Do your thing. And
I like where you're going here, Nelly.
And that is confidence to the T. When Stuart got on air and had a smirk on his face, I would always be the eye-opener for me. He had the smirk on his face, like he knew he got it on air.
Gypsy.
He knew he had it. He knew he was going to roll completely. And he knew he was going to tell the audience around the world, not even the American audience, the audience around the world, he was going to entertain you. Like he knew before it started. That's what that smirk, I feel, meant to me. And the sad thing is he leaves two beautiful daughters behind as well. It's just like, no kid should go without a father in their lives. It just stinks.
Gypsy, to me,
it stinks.
I like where you're going with that, Nelly. Ray Lewis, Keyshawn. Gypsy, you're a black man.
Yeah.
Has he not pioneered into this? Look at Jay Harris. He's the new anchor on SportsCenter. He is a black man, young black man.
Absolutely.
And he's successful in America.
Yeah, I grew up on SportsCenter just like you guys.
Exactly.
And the amazing thing about SportsCenter is, people say, he brought, no pun intended, color commentating to SportsCenter, but
yeah,
SportsCenter was fun and exciting even before Stuart Scott. Like I remember bits with Chris Berman and all the guys.
Olbermann.
Olbermann, everyone, and it was fun to watch SportsCenter. Aside from watching your favorite sports, what Stuart Scott did was he brought it to a whole new level. Obviously, he brought in the urban market and the hip hop market. Right. You were always trained as a young black man or young Hispanic or someone who didn't necessarily grow up in the best schools or what have you, that you have to act a certain way to get a job. Now, the pressure is even higher when it comes to broadcasting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your how you say things, the words, the pronunciation. You may get a player. The player might be from Alaska, and they might have 13 letters in their name that are all consonants. How do you say that?
Right.
You're right.
Professionally. How do you do that? So, there are times that I think many people take broadcasting for granted. A lot of sports writers write their own scripts. They write their own stuff. I mean, I actually had the opportunity to work part-time for a satellite truck company. We worked with ESPN, and I met, Josina.
Oh, okay.
I met her.
Mm-hmm.
She walked in the truck. She had her makeup box or what have you, and she did her piece, and I saw it on the screen, and she came back, and I said, did you write that? And she said, yeah. I said, you just memorized and just did it? And she said, yeah. And her piece on I think it was just Giants training camp. It wasn't even anything deep. It wasn't playoffs. But the intelligence of sports broadcasters are so much higher than I think the average person really understands.
Yeah.
And to be someone like Stuart Scott, to be able, like Nell was saying, to be comfortable in your own skin, take your talent, take what you learned from your, school of broadcasting, what have you, and make it your own.
Yeah.
In anything you do, that is the goal, to make it your own. And when you've already had people lay the foundation and push sports broadcasting to what we thought would be the highest level of SportsCenter before he got there, for him to do that and take it even further and be accepted, it just says a lot. And then after that, him getting sick and not bowing down to this disease.
Yeah, that's what really.
And being able to inspire. I mean, that's something that's. I mean, it's almost like, you know, a Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
You know, because what Muhammad Ali, I mean, he's one of the greatest athletes, if not the greatest athlete, arguably, of all time. There was no reason for Ali to get political. There was no reason for him to turn down the draft. There was no reason. He was making tons of money. He had all the attention, but he took a stand politically because that's how he felt. There are certain people in their profession, they are the best of their profession, and they are protected because they're talented, they have their contracts, they have their deal, they have their money, they have their family. They don't have to do nothing. I love Michael Jordan, but he's not going to pick left or right. He's going to stay right down the middle every time.
Yep.
You're right.
Stuart Scott chose to stand up for cancer, chose to stand up for the people that didn't have a voice, and he made everyone better for it. Just point blank period.
Even in his speech, he said, you know, I had to call a family member because he needed to cry. He showed the vulnerability right there. Have you ever? I never heard that before. So someone at cancer like to say, you know, it hurts. It's hurting. Like, you know, you see the Jim Kelly story, you know, with cancer, and you know, Kelly
Kurt
Strong and Kurt Schilling is just, and Kelly's crying with his family members outside wearing his shirt after having chemo. It's like, dude, it's a grind. And Stu didn't even want to know like how far into the cancer was eating him. Like, what stage he was in, and he's just like, I don't care. I'm gonna keep fighting to the very last breath. And you know what, Stu? You know, you inspired so many to keep fighting.
This was a guy that quoted Tupac, but yet he'll also quote Shakespeare.
Exactly.
But you know what his best quote is? Stuart Scott.
Yeah.
He must be the bus driver, Nell.
Yeah.
Because he just took him to school. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you for the laughs, Stu. Thank you for the laughs. Do you got anything on this before move on this tough subject?
It's gonna be hard to turn into ESPN and
keep his memory alive.
Exactly.
That's the best. The best way to handle this. You know,
it is.
His memory
it really
alive.
is. Thank you, Stuart.
He deserves it.
Thank you, Stuart, for inspiring us. I would like to say, and giving us the swag and confidence that we're doing this right now.
Yep.
We will always remember you. I say us three, and that's the lesson we take away from Stu. And keep finding any battle you have in your life, and smile, and keep the loved ones close to you, like he did, as you could tell. All right, so guys, as we move on from Stuart's Common Member Room, let's dive into the NFL wildcard scene. We had a crazy week, boys. Crazy week. Crazy Cowboy week.
A little crazy.
Well,
a little crazy.
You know, like Giant fan Dugan over there. You know, he has the catch. You know, with David Tyree, and now Cowboy fans have the call or the non-call. That never happened. I don't know if anybody watched last week. The Cowboys absolutely.
It was a call.
I mean, Dugan. I mean, where do we start? Cowboys beating the Lions.
No comment.
Who saw this? Who saw this coming?
The officiating was terrible throughout the entire game, not just that play. That play just maximizes everything. It's that one call, but there was just so many plays throughout the entire game that were absolutely terrible. You had holding calls on this and that. Face guarding was the big call.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how they picked up the flag on that play.
Did the Detroit Lions blow the game even without the call? Did they blow the game?
They blew the game, absolutely. How do you score 3 points in the second half?
This is where I want to go to you guys. Is Matt Stafford an elite quarterback in the NFL? I say no. He's Jay Cutler. How do you come out from a big lead and your first pass is a pick, and then you fumble with 2 minutes left, and then you fumble again? Quarterbacks don't do that. You got to have game-winning drives. This is what a quarterback dreams about. And he didn't mess up not once, but twice. And Dugan, I know you love your lines over there.
I do.
But Matt Stafford is not the answer in Detroit.
Is it him? I mean, he had a couple bad plays, but if you think about it, and the entire game changed with a couple of calls. If the Lions, for instance, would have got that call, they got stopped, they kicked the field goal, they go up 6. Even if the Cowboys scored, now they're only down 6. They only need a field goal to win. The play calling changes. They don't. The sack, forced fumble. He's not in the pocket that long. There's going to be quick passes because he only needs to get into field goal range. So it does change.
I got you. And Reggie Bush played good. Played pretty good. Well. Golden Tate, the guy they got here, played amazing.
He was fantastic.
The D-line, getting after Romo all night, the whole game, played amazing. 2 sacks in one drive at the end of the game. They left their hearts on the field, Detroit. It's heartbreaking to see them lose that game, but, I'm sitting there and the Cowboys are down 14-0. I'm like, it's only a matter of time where Dallas is going to win this game. It's only a matter of time. Did you really think the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose that game? I didn't. I sat there like, they're not losing. It doesn't matter. And the refs come out. Here we go, past the Pettigrew. And it's blatant pass interference. Yeah. Blatant. It's not even close. You could call not turning around, hands on the shoulder pads.
That.
They pick up the call, and then Dugan, what happened after that? Right. Dugan, what happened?
I agree.
Dugan, I can't.
that should have been a call, but
I think Vegas called.
Because absolutely.
I think Vegas called, man.
The Cowboys didn't win the game. The refs won the game for them, and I'll say it.
Need the Cowboys.
I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah.
But no, in all honesty, all right. How many times do you see it? There's if they throw a flag, they pick it up. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right? That's so. Even if that play right there, but if you look, legitimately 5 seconds after we have a picture, Des Bryant runs on the field and he's yelling at a referee 15 yards
penalty.
into the field. See, all right, we have it right here. You see the picture? All right, we have another one because you really can't see where he is on the field.
Oh,
I have another one. Look at where he is. He's on the logo. How do you not throw a flag?
Is he on the NFL logo?
Okay. Yeah, he's on the NFL logo. How this isn't a flag that's 15 yards and an automatic first down, regardless of the play that happened before.
It is.
I'm sorry you throw the flag.
Dugan.
It's horrible. It
I
really
got
is.
two words for both these.
Yeah.
Jerry's World.
Jerry's World.
This is Jerry's World,
him and Chris
we
Christie.
are just...
I don't know what's going on.
Monk, I got another 2 words for you. It's fixed, okay?
It's fixed, yeah.
Because how is everybody...
Jerry's World.
Everybody, Monk, is focusing on the non-call. Why is no one not focusing on that?
Wait,
why is no one not focused on Des taking his helmet off and running on the field and rep? It's an automatic penalty. Automatic. And now it's like, oh, we were wrong. We were wrong.
Since when?
We know you're wrong.
Since when did the Cowboys have like the best secondary that they could cover Calvin Johnson and Golden Tate? That they were so stout on defense that second half.
I haven't.
They have virtually no pass rush.
Yeah. They couldn't run the ball. The Cowboys won a way that they haven't won the whole year. It was DeMarco Murray running the football.
Yeah.
And DeMarco Murray couldn't gain 4 yards.
Yeah.
He couldn't gain 4 yards.
Sue played amazing.
Detroit's just got an excellent defense.
Yeah.
This is the thing with...
Tell him, Monk.
I still, at the end of the day, I know it sounds crazy. I still think Dallas deserved the game more than Detroit. I think Detroit did everything to lose this game.
Yeah.
I really do. They made so many mistakes. I'm telling you.
They played bad, but to say that they deserve to lose, I don't know. Because honestly, the plays that occurred, I could name another one on 4th down when
he was holding him. When he was holding him.
Sue was blatantly held. No one could. No one was around him. How the head ref doesn't see this?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
we have the picture on it.
I got you.
Okay.
4th and 10, I think it was, right?
Look at this.
Yeah.
How is this not cold? I just don't know.
Was crying watching this 4th quarter. Crying of how bad the NFL blew this and the refs blew this and how out of control. First of all, okay, the pass interference. We got 2 mistakes right there. Then
the punt.
4th and 1 comes and the punt comes out and he hits the ball 9 yards. In what world? In Jerry Jones Stadium. In Jerry Jones Stadium, did a punter hit the ball 10 yards? It has never happened. It has never happened, ever.
The funniest thing on that punt was he punted it, you see it, he lands fine, and then all of a sudden stumbles back. Like he fell, and it was a mistake.
Detroit.
It was terrible.
It was like the best and worst coach game I ever seen. And I have to blame Matt Stafford for this. I'm sorry.
I think both coaches are terrible, but I am. You know, the thing that's... I don't want to transition on to the next week, but I'm just so interested in the Cowboys' offense and how they couldn't really piece together many great drives. They had a few against a really good Lions defense. Green Bay is not stout like the Lions. You know, I could really see them putting up points.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still, even up to our picks in a few minutes, I'm still torn between who I like.
So, final take of this Cowboy game, because we had to talk about this.
Well, we got to talk about the best game of the week, Carolina and Arizona.
Yeah, I picked Arizona.
No, Nelly.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but honestly, when I'm talking to Cowboy fans, they said to me, you know what? What about the run into the kicker in the end zone?
Right.
Because that wasn't running into the kicker. The Cowboys got hosed, and that part.
It might have been.
He was down on the floor.
You know what it is, Nelly?
Bad.
What I was thinking about with that rule, it's soft considering this is football. But like I think about it as I compare it to basketball, the rule of don't let the guy land on your foot because he could have a serious injury after he comes up for a jump shot.
Sure.
I just feel like once a punter is in the air, his career, his living is his leg. God forbid he does come down and he lands on someone. You're not even. He lands on a helmet. He pulls his ACL. It could be a serious injury.
That's borderline fence right there, because what if the punter does it on purpose? Like he's coming out, let me put my leg on his back. Yeah.
But you know what?
That's tough.
That's like calling a penalty in soccer. Soccer players are going to dive almost every play, but one of them is going to be a trip.
But you know what? That's why we like human error. And let's go to that. Are we okay with instant replay pass interference? Absolutely not. I say no. Balls and strikes in Major League Baseball should not be reviewed. It's not a definite ball, a definite strike. It's human error. Soccer as well. I mean, basketball. We had that in basketball. It would be an atrocity.
Well, Jim.
But I say no. You can't change the rules. There's always it's human error.
Jim Caldwell's a little sour.
Yeah.
It's for the guys that win the games on those calls. That
Last year, if you remember, Belichick actually voted and brought forth another challenge flag to challenge a penalty.
That's right. Well, Bill Belichick's a stud.
He is a stud.
Well, Belichick says we should do it then. Maybe we should do it. Maybe we should do it.
Himself.
I don't agree. I don't think that they should be able to challenge penalties.
I think that's too much.
It's
too much. What are you going to challenge holding calls?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Holding happens on every play.
It's the name of the game.
Exactly.
It makes it exciting. Yeah. Listen, if I'm a Detroit Lion fan, I'm crying my eyes out right now, but I'm not, so I don't care. So I really don't care. If I'm a Bucs fan and I lost a game like that, I would flip.
That was a dirty hit on Beasley.
I would flip.
That was a That was a bad hit.
So,
helmet to helmet.
We got our frustration out of this game. I mean, but you know what? At the end of the day,
isn't that frustrating?
Hey, Cowboys won.
They won.
Tony Romo played good, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Romo in.
He really did.
I was impressed. I'm not bending towards the penalty.
I was rooting for Dallas.
I think Detroit deserved to lose the game. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you. But let's go to the rivalry that is the Baltimore Ravens and the Steelers.
This was a very interesting game.
Yeah.
Second most interesting game of the weekend.
Monk, what's your take when you saw this?
I have to give myself
one on Saturday. There you go, Monk.
I've been saying it all year. I've been saying it that the Ravens, if they sneak in, they are a dangerous, dangerous football team. Joe Flacco, you are lurch for most of the season, and when it comes to the playoffs, you're Joe Cool. You are Joe Cool. You are just calm under pressure. You hit. He has a nice little wide receiver core with the Smiths.
Yeah.
I like their running game with Forsett. I like Pierce banging his body when they're in the red zone. This team is dangerous. They have Nada. You saw Nada looked refreshed. Yeah. He breaks the pocket every time. Bro. You have one of the best linebackers, defensive players in the games, T. Sizzle. He reads the run better than any linebacker I've seen. This is a really, really good team. They took care of business. Big Ben, I mean, we all saw how much it killed him without not having Le'Veon Bell. It killed him.
Totally different game.
I mean, it totally demoralized him. It would have been, I couldn't agree more. It would have been a different game. I'm not saying that the Steelers would have won, but the Steelers probably would have won.
Yeah.
So,
Dukes, what would you take?
Big time difference.
Still give
with
credit
Le'Veon,
to the Ravens, though.
But Ravens won the game, absolutely. The only thing I take away at the end of the game when Big Ben got hit hard, got taken out of the game, they shouldn't have took out Bruce Gutkowski because Ben did not look right.
Yeah.
You've seen it on that pass where he threw the interception. Yeah. Bruce threw two great
He was
passes.
concussed, I think.
I
think John Harbaugh's an excellent coach. I think he outcoached Tomlin. I like this team.
This is why I love you two guys. You're two interesting cats over there because you hit every point that I have to hit. Besides Dugan, how do you put Big Ben is concussed?
Yeah.
Gradkowski drops a dime on Brian's head. You put him back in the game and he throws into triple coverage.
Yeah.
These are the Baltimore Ravens we're talking about. But Joe Flacco is Joe Cool. I think Harbaugh uses weapons on offense to the best of his capabilities. Smith showed up when he had to. Forsett and Pierce, good combination there. You can't win without Le'Veon Bell. If you thought they had a shot, you need a miracle. When they fumble the ball at the 50, I go, here come the ghost in Heinz Field again. Here we go.
They had a miracle. His name is Antonio Brown, but he just wasn't big enough of a miracle.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He might be the best in the game.
The Ravens are there now and the Steelers, but I think these are two teams on the rise going into next year. This might be an AFC Championship game next year. I know everybody here on the NFL Draft Show with us said we love this draft and they need a little more draft to rebuild to Super Bowl form. And you saw a showcase this week with it. And you can't win without the best running back in the league.
Steelers are going to be really good next year.
Oh, yeah. Le'Veon
but you know what?
Fantastic.
When you play in a division like this, Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, like Johnny Manziel's in the Browns, I fear for his life over there. He might not have a job in a year. You're going to get hurt. Everyone gets hurt. Big Ben gets hurt. Flacco gets hurt. Everyone gets banged up. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, everyone gets hurt in this division. A.J. Green got hurt. It cost his team a chance to win against the Colts this week. Couldn't even play. Locked it up. Could have got the 1 seed. Put his body on the line to get a home field game, and he couldn't even help his team against Indianapolis.
All right, well,
Couldn't even help his team.
I mean, we know what the most interesting game of the week was last week. This week, every single. I mean, this is an NFL fan's dream. This is unbelievable. These are dream matchups. The playoffs, they just get better as they go on. Huh? It's just.
This is why you got to question the integrity of the NFL.
Right.
This is why.
Right.
As a sports fan watching at home, ladies and gentlemen, could you have picked each team that won last week to have a better matchup? Let's see. We got Ravens-Patriots. That has been an AFC Championship game now for twice now, right? Twice or 3 times? Twice.
Can't wait.
We have Panthers-Seahawks. Oh, what's the storyline there? We got Russell Wilson, Cam Newton. Okay? And we got Cowboys-Packers. Ooh. Wisconsin boy Tony Romo playing Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers off the bye.
And that's it.
Good storyline.
The past versus the future.
An undefeated
and the past versus the future.
Right. Undefeated on the road. Wow, what a good storyline.
Are you kidding me, NFL? Like, do you expect me
and
to
then
believe
just the past and versus the present.
This is an accident.
The guy that replaced him.
Like, it's God's will. Get out of here. Come on. I love the NFL and that, but come on. We see this coming. I've been calling. You know what?
Nelly, guess what?
We're going to save it for the break. Let's take a break real quick. Let's recharge. We recap the Cowboys and said our goodbye to Stuart. And let's get ready to talk some divisional round football. See you guys in a little bit.
There are men who live their lives brighter and darker than others. And through these experiences, they form bonds stronger and harder than the rest. Here we celebrate this common bond of uncommon men. One does not choose to come here. There are no interviews. A man's right to be here at this table must be earned before he's offered a seat at it. Today we welcome another man who has earned his seat at the table.
Monday's got you off the wagon? Well, worry no more, because it's now officially a part of the 3-day weekend. So get on board. Come party with the Standby Gypsy, Juju the Model, and Blue Rivera every Monday night for your entertainment week in review, off-the-wall interactive segments, live performances, in-depth interviews, and the latest in sports. The Hangover Takeover is live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on zenlive.tv. Catch the A&P Show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on zenlive.tv.
They were once knighted by the creator of Ustream.tv.
The 3 Knights of Ustream.
In being the 3 Knights of Ustream, their mission is to help turn up the volume on the last source of freedom of speech there is, the internet. So join the flagship show of the Zanalza Entertainment Network, Zanalza, New York, every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming live from ZenLive.tv. They'll show you just how it's done in the World Wild West. ZenLive.tv! Independent music, alternative news, the underground and the underrated.
You're watching the Zanalza Entertainment Network on ZenLive.tv.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Pipe Bomb Sports here. And now we are ready for the NFL Division Playoff games. And to start off, we got to talk about the Ravens and the Patriots, Mr. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and Flacco and Harbaugh. The rematch once again for the 3rd time now. Here we go.
The Ravens are like the kryptonite for the Patriots. They really are. This is going to be a good game. This really is going to be a good game.
You think so? You do? They spread it at 7.
I'm not going to lie. I really like I really like the Patriots in this game. This isn't like old Patriot teams. This Patriot team actually has a defense, and I think they can stop the run. I don't think Forsett will be a big play, and Ravens will not be able to stop Gronkowski. They won't.
Monk,
He is the absolute X factor in this game. Rob Gronkowski is the absolute X factor in this game. It's literally that simple.
Suggs is just lighting a fire underneath Tom Brady right now, and that's not going to bode well.
That's the key storyline to say, because they haven't had Gronk the last 2 times they played him.
Exactly.
But you also got to say a bye week with Belichick and Brady, right? I mean, off the bye. Monk, you still like the Ravens, Monk? Tell me why Raven fans should get, have a chance, because I don't see it.
Because Harbaugh knows how to beat this team, defense or not. I just think, I tell you what, it's 7 points. I would take the 7 points.
You would?
Yeah.
You would lay it TD. You would lay it 7 flat. Yeah. Would you buy the half a point, make you feel better? Make it 7.5, little rouge on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tucker rouge on that? Yeah, I would. Absolutely.
Under over 48, you think it gets that high here?
Yes.
With a week off, New England Patriot team? Flacco's been struggling down the stretch. But
he's not struggling down the stretch, Nelly. He's not struggling down the stretch.
He's not?
No. Went into Pittsburgh. He looked fantastic.
He threw 37 yards, it felt like, against Houston.
But he manages the game. That 2 weeks ago when?
2 weeks when he played the Texans.
When? In the regular season?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. In the regular season. Well, it's playoff time. I just, I think this Baltimore defense is good enough to at least just hold them a little bit to stay in the game in a one-possession game. I think New England wins the game. I think New England wins by a field goal. I think they win the game by a field goal.
Does it come down to you see like a last-minute drive or New England's in hand?
I see New England up by 10. I see the Ravens scoring, and that's it.
All right. If you're New England, if you're Belichick and the mastermind, you guys, who do you put Revis on? Who do you put when you put Revis on? Steve Smith, Jimmy Smith? Like, what do you do here? What do you do, Monk? I would put him on Steve. I would put on Grandpa Steve.
Yeah.
Say Steve ain't gonna. Yeah, because he's a clutch wide, Steve. He ain't gonna beat me. It's gonna be Torrey Smith, not Jimmy Smith. Smith.
I think you shut down Torrey Smith and you let your defensive schemes work out on Steve Smith. He made some big catches last week, but I'm not sold on him.
Yeah. Dukes, what would you put Revis on? Steve?
I don't think it matters. It really doesn't matter. I'm telling you, I really don't think it matters.
You love New England.
I love New England this week. I think New England wins.
Minus the 7.
By 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Everyone's drinking, the Raven juice all over.
I'm not on
Ravens
that.
got a chance, and I just can't see the mastermind Bill Belichick let this go away. I think New England has put their eggs in the basket this year to win it all.
When the Ravens have beaten,
that's definitely true.
In the past, when the Ravens have beaten the Patriots, they squeaked by a field goal here and there.
Yeah.
But again, they haven't had Gronk, and this is the best Patriot defense.
Of them all.
Yeah,
of them all. Absolutely, James.
You know what I'm interested with this game? You didn't really see the Ravens' run defense with not a back against, a good running opponent. They had nothing, the Steelers. Are the Patriots going to be able to run the ball?
I mean,
I don't
Garrett
think so
Blunt?
I don't know.
That's what I said. I don't think.
That's
the one problem that I say, wow, maybe it could be a close game. Maybe they're not going to be able to run.
I don't think they can run. I'm definitely not going to get to 100 yards.
Yeah, so then.
But I'm just Tom Brady in the passing attack, and the Ravens' secondary is suspect.
Ladarius Webb did not look good last week.
No,
they were going. He's the number one corner. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He did not look good. They went after him
Edelman,
continuously.
Amendola? Not Amendola.
LaFell.
Brandon LaFell has played amazing this year.
He's been like their number one, I would say. I mean, Gronk's the number
really
one
like
target.
The Patriots here. I think this is just really
give me
bad.
A score, Dukes. You didn't give us a score.
I'm going 34-20.
You see how
34-20 Patriots.
I go 31-27.
I got 35-24 New England. Okay. You know what these two teams have? Good field goal kickers. We got Doss, and we got
Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
Fantastic.
Will die.
The kickers.
So that's a take here. It's gonna be an interesting game, but I think the storyline you guys hit on the money. The running game, Monk. Can they run the ball?
Definitely.
Against the Ravens, we don't know. And can Flacco continue this playoff magic that he has?
That's it.
He has magic, and you can't deny it. and we'll get that answer very early in this game. I feel like we're gonna know first quarter what's the take.
Last week's matchups were very predictable. This week, I am.
No.
Yeah, it's hard. This week's
I
hard.
am really torn.
I have people at work that picked all 4 favorites, and someone else at work that picked
all 4
underdogs.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So that is the 4:00 game on Saturday, and now they gave us the night game, which I'm shocking. We had to throw this into question. How could you give the Ravens-Patriots the 4:30 game on Saturday and give Panthers-Seahawks in Seattle the 8 o'clock game? We're okay with that?
I'm not okay with that because
I'm not
this
okay.
is
I
going to
watch
be a
top at night.
defensive snooze fest. This game.
This is a touchdown. You're not seeing maybe future Hall of Famers one day actually, but not guys set there.
You thought the Arizona game was bad watching that? This is going to be even worse.
Guys, it's got to be a biased. Just me loving the Seahawks. I love to watch the Seahawks play. And I love watching Russell Wilson. I love watching Marshawn Lynch run into the end zone and get Skittles thrown at him. I think it's fantastic. You know, Sherman was complaining all year with the Seahawks schedule. They had to fly here and they had to make appearances for this and that. He complained. They got a night game. They got a Saturday game, but they got a night game. They're rested. I actually think this game's going to be closer than people think. Because I know you don't think it's going to be close.
No, actually,
the spread's at 10.5.
10.5? Guess what? 21-10. They cover by a half a point. How's that?
Okay.
Because I just, like you said, it's going to be. I think Carolina's got a very, very good defense. Luke Kuechly, you are the best linebacker in football.
He's all over the field. Him and Thomas Davis is.
What do you have? 70 tackles a game? This guy's
had 70 tackles last week.
Nelly, he's ridiculous.
I'm rooting for Arizona. I'm like, this guy's killing.
No, he's unbelievable. So I mean, that's
But Monk, what's the key to the game? For both teams. That's what I want. What does Carolina have to do to pull this upside off?
Carolina has to keep Russell Wilson and the running game off the field.
Really? Okay.
They have to.
But how can you do that against the best defense in the NFC?
That's the problem because you have to go down and try to score against them. But you don't want them to come back on the field. It's Carolina. I got you losing by 11. That's all I could say. They're not winning the game. I'll tell you that right now. Have you losing by 11? By the half a point. What can I?
But you saw how they shut down Carolina's defense. Shut down.
No. Listen, they have a very, very, very good defense. Even though Arizona had nothing to offer, they still have an excellent defense. But I mean, Luke Kuechly, you're gonna get tired by the fourth quarter chasing Russell Wilson around and trying to bring Lynch down. Yeah, exactly. They have Robert Turbin too. Robert Turbin's he's exactly turn on the turbines. He's a very capable running back. So.
Dukes, what's your take?
Listen,
man. What's your storyline?
You are drinking the Kool-Aid of these home favorites, man.
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid of the home favorites. Actually, in this game, this game, 10.5 points is a lot of points.
Yeah.
The Panthers are going to cover this game. I think Seattle wins by 3.
Wow.
I think this is a really low-scoring game, like 13-10.
I could see it.
So you're telling me the Seattle fans, the 12 men, are going to go watch this playoff game, Super Bowl champs, and they're actually going to be biting their nails.
The start of the game is going to be so important, I feel like.
I really do. Listen, the Panthers' defense, top 5 in the league, along with Seattle.
Yeah. Excellent defense.
It's whoever. If you don't turn the ball over, it's just going to be punt after punt after punt. And I think Russell Wilson at the end of the game drives down, gets a field goal, and they win 13-10.
If Seattle starts the game like the Dallas Cowboys started the game last week, they're not winning the game.
Yeah,
because
their offense is not exactly.
Because you know what the difference is? Cam Newton's legs. Cam Newton will fight for every yard and first down. They will simplify
the final
this game.
score was 13-8, 9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They know each other.
Yeah.
The defenses play well. And listen, the Panthers, the 12th man is huge. But the Panthers are not a throwing team. They're a running offense. It doesn't affect them a lot like everyone else.
I'll tell you this right now. I'm with you. Tell you what, this game's in Carolina. Carolina will win the game. That's how I feel. That's how important this 12th man is going to be in this matchup. I see a man in Cam Newton that was embarrassed by that action. He was embarrassed. He's been embarrassed to show his credibility as a winner in this league. Everybody knows he's got the talent. Everybody knows he can put up great fantasy numbers. Can you win playoff games? If he wins this game, everybody in the NFL universe feels different about Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah.
You beat the Super Bowl champs in the first round, coming off a bye. Heavy underdogs. People say you're not supposed to make the playoffs. You had 2 wins going into week 13 of the season. This is Nelly, this is a scary game. This is a scary game. But Seattle does not lose, though.
You hit it on the money. Can we say if Cam Newton wins this game, it's better than winning the national championship?
Yes.
Cam Newton winning this game is better than the win against Oregon.
Yes.
And I say yes, and I am exactly with Monk on that one.
1,000%.
It is.
Listen,
1,000%.
It really is.
It's going to be really hard for Cam to win this game because I'm telling you right now, Kevin Benjamin is not catching a ball in Sherman. He's getting 0.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's all on D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart.
But he didn't play a perfect game.
So basically, you're saying
it's tough. No, I'm telling you, I think it's 13-10. I really do. I don't
because
because
you love Carolina's defense.
I do.
That's the only thing that I think is keeping them in this game.
I would like to bring up Steven Steele, former guest on the show, and what did he say to me about the Seahawks? I'll never forget. Can't cover the tight end.
Greg Olsen.
And who does Carolina have? Greg Olsen having an absolute great season.
You know who I think?
So if it's not Benjamin Dugan, Kazan Sherman, it better be Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
It better be something.
Because it's not Godric.
Nelly, you know what?
It's not Godric.
You know who I think
it's
covers?
It's Jason Avant.
You know who I think covers the tight end this week?
Who?
The Seahawks. As a team. As a
unit.
The tight end gets covered this week. Like, I'm sorry, Steven. Regular season, you say. But this is the thing about playoffs, Nelly. Regular season, you say Seattle's run all over this team. You can't say that. Something is making us feel weird to say that.
Because you're both Giant fans, and Eli has done the impossible. Okay?
That's what it is. Playoff football's ridiculous. Playoff football's ridiculous.
You've seen the impossible over there, and I drank the Kool-Aid too.
Exactly.
When Eli Manning, goes into Lambeau and beats Favre and Aaron, I got nothing else. When you go to San Francisco West Coast trip afterwards, and beat the Niners,
ridiculous.
Anything can happen.
You know what I think is the biggest question?
Anything can happen.
You know what I think is the biggest question this weekend? Do we leave our houses Sunday? And if we leave, is it going to be to go to the grocery store or to another friend's house to watch these games?
That's true.
Nobody is not watching these games Sunday. They are the most salivating, mouth-watering matchups I could even ever think of.
Yeah.
Tony Romo, 8-0 Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers, 8-0 Packers at home.
There you go.
Undefeated road, undefeated at home. 2 named quarterbacks. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
I don't even know.
The Ice Bowl?
The Ice Bowl, yeah.
So rematch. Really Wisconsin boy Tony Romo.
6 points.
6 points. Aaron with a bad calf. We don't know if it's healthy. He didn't practice today. He can't be 100%.
Nelly, I'm worried about that calf.
My Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to say my Dallas.
I am worried about that calf.
I'm going to say my Dallas Cowboys because I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say my Dallas Cowboys are going to go into Lambeau and win this game. Okay?
No,
Nelly. We're going to take 4 to 5 minutes off the clock. We're going to run the ball with DeMarco Murray. And we're going to keep Aaron on the sidelines. Because you know when you have a bad calf? When you play a little and you go sit down. Okay? It's true. It's true. Aaron has never thrown a pick at home. He might throw a pick this week.
Okay.
Des Bryant, we watched Julio Jones drop 300 yards on Green Bay on a Monday Night Football game. What do you think Des Bryant's going to do? What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to stay quiet like he just did this week? Absolutely not. The Cowboys, I will put them on right now 35 points in Lambeau. I'm putting them on 35 points in Lambeau right now. I don't know. I don't trust Eddie Lacy in Green Bay. I can't pick him. I'm a Mark Ingram guy. I don't like Lacy. I don't trust him. I thought Detroit played him good week 17.
Nelly,
they got lucky. Detroit blew another game.
I'll tell you what.
Tell me, Monk.
I think Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers are going to carve this Dallas defense. That is not good. They have no pass rush. None whatsoever.
Okay.
0. Stafford gave him that game last week. Aaron Rodgers, even with a banged-up calf, this is what I see. I'll tell you what, Nelly. They're going to run with DeMarco Murray. They're going to keep him off the field. Guess what? If they go down early, they're done. Because Tony Romo is banged up, and his back is not at 100%, and he's going to be chasing the game. And I just think Green Bay can score on Dallas's defense easier than, even though Green Bay's defense is not great, easier than Dallas can go down and score on them. I really do.
Monk.
And I'm not in love with Eddie Lacy either. I'm not in love with him either.
Deuce.
Monk touched on what I wanted to say.
Everything.
This game, honestly, I could see the Cowboys winning because of the run game.
Right.
I could see the Packers winning and covering 7 points.
The start is big, huh?
The first quarter is what I'm gonna have to see who wins this game.
Right.
What I think is the Packers are gonna jump out to an early lead.
That's what I think.
And they're gonna take the run away, and they're gonna stop running. And I'm sorry, I got to take Aaron at home. They're too good. He's too good at home, and he's gonna carve this defense apart. I'm taking the Packers by 10.
That's a Giant lover. That's why.
I'm not a Giant lover.
You don't see the big picture.
I definitely see the big picture.
Listen,
I was all over
after what I seen last week with the refs.
It's hard to pick against the Cowboys. But I'm so with you, Dugan.
See, I'm scared because I think the Cowboys and the NFL made it too obvious that they're trying to make them go to the Super Bowl. So now they have to let things play out. Like the Angels go back to having Angels in the outfield, and you can't get involved in playoff games anymore. So the NFL, Roger Goodell cannot get involved anymore. Like,
That's it. I agree. You're right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's even keel now. It's like even Steven. But I have Seattle winning with you before.
No more helping
I have
Mel
Seattle
Clark.
covering as well. So Seattle's in the NFC Championship game. So do I want to see Seattle, Aaron, or Seattle? I mean, Seattle versus Aaron, Seattle versus Tony, where Tony fumbled the field goal attempt.
He already beat him this
So
year.
I'm going with Tony, and they already beat them there. So I'm playing the storyline. My Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. And that's as simple as that. And it's not going to happen because I really believe Aaron's not going to play good. He hasn't played good in a while, Monk. He got shut out to the Bills.
There's nothing like
He
a
almost
no
lost
pass
to the
rush
Bucs.
defense to get you back to playing well.
Did Aaron lose to the Bills?
Nelly,
Did Aaron lose to the Bills? Yes.
Yeah, the Bills with a stout defense.
Did he almost lose to the Bucs? Yes.
With a better defense than Dallas,
He
probably.
did.
That's how bad Dallas'
The
defense
cap is a big
He did.
issue. It is.
He did.
You know, that's the problem with this game.
He
We
almost
don't
lost
know.
to Detroit. Yep.
But Nelly, I don't know how his calf is, but guess what?
What?
I know how Tony Romo's back is, and it ain't doing good. It ain't doing good, Nelly. He was getting banged around last week.
He was.
Banged around.
He absolutely.
So I just, you know, if Julius Peppers and Clay Matthews hit him a few times,
Hey, since they moved Clay
yeah,
to that linebacker position,
been great.
Oh,
It's been fantastic.
phenomenal.
Julius Peppers, I think, has to have a big game here.
Oh, yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he has to make a difference.
Nelly, I think that's the difference. They have a little bit of a pass rush. Dallas has nothing.
Yeah, but Dallas's offensive line got embarrassed to Detroit. The best O-line in the league.
All right, we're
And it got
basically what we're torn with is the run game. You think they're going to run all over them, and I think that they're going to be down, and they're not going to be able to run all over them.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I mean,
I think Aaron Rodgers can easily navigate down the field into field goal range at will.
Dugan, what we got on the
At
over
will.
in this game?
Down
We got
over
high-
is
it
53.
53? You think
That's
it's
on
fair?
ESPN.
I put them both on 28 easily. I got Dallas on 35, like I said before.
I think
it
both
gets
teams might get into the 30s.
Yeah,
I
it
think
might
it-
get in the
yeah,
60s.
I
I
think
think
it
over.
goes-
Even
yeah,
in the cold, it's gonna be cold. Yeah, I still believe it. But I mean, one play could change this game. One play, like one mistake, one slip. It feels like because I think I think this game is like a college football game with no defense. It's just that simple. But I got Cowboys. I got Cowboys. Just like we're gonna go to break. We're gonna take a quick break. We gotta break down Luck versus Manning. All right, guys.
There are men who live their lives brighter and darker than others. And through these experiences, they form bonds stronger and harder than the rest. Here we celebrate this common bond of uncommon men. One does not choose to come here. There are no interviews. A man's right to be here at this table must be earned before he's offered a seat at it. Today we welcome another man who has earned his seat at the table.
Monday's got you off the wagon? Well, worry no more, because it's now officially a part of the 3-day weekend. So get on board. Come party with the Standby Gypsy, Juju the Model, and Blue Rivera every Monday night for your entertainment week in review, off-the-wall interactive segments, live performances, in-depth interviews, and the latest in sports. The Hangover Takeover is live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on zenlive.tv. Catch the A&P Show every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on zenlive.tv.
They were once knighted by the creator of Ustream.tv.
3 nights of Ustream.
In being the 3 Knights of Ustream, their mission is to help turn up the volume on the last source of freedom of speech there is, the internet. So join the flagship show of the Zanalza Entertainment Network, Zanalza, New York, every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming live from zenlive.tv. They'll show you just how it's done in the World Wild West. Zenlive.tv! Independent music, alternative news, the underground and the underrated.
going to get you to laugh. We're going to get you to cry. We might get you to jerk off. We're not really sure.
Chicks with strap-on. And you're engaging in sexual congress with a transsexual.
I had no idea. Tell me more.
Yeah.
On a world where Broken Filter Live could thrive.
Giddy up!
Are you a smoker and you need to quit, but you're discouraged because it's harder than some like doing me? Baby, white plains vapor. Baby, white plains vapor. Are you a non-smoker but you like to do the tricks? Well, these are non-toxic clouds that exit your lips. Baby, white plains. Oh yeah. Yeah. White Plains Vapors, located at 210 Mamaroneck Avenue in White Plains, New York. Visit our location and choose from a wide selection of exotic flavors. They were once knighted by the creator of Ustream.tv.
3 Knights of Ustream.
In being the 3 Knights of Ustream, their mission is to help turn up the volume on the last source of freedom of speech there is, the internet. So join the flagship show of the Zanalza Entertainment Network, Zanalza, New York, every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streaming live from ZenLive.tv. They'll show you just how it's done in the World Wild West. ZenLive.tv! Independent music, alternative news, the underground and the underrated. Addicted to Ink, a proud sponsor of the Zanalza Entertainment Network, is Westchester's premier tattoo, piercing, and apparel destination, offering only the finest tattoo and piercing services as well as the best atmosphere you will find. Addicted to Ink is located conveniently at 38 Westchester Avenue in White Plains, New York, right across the street from the Westchester Mall. If you got the itch for more ink, like the Zanalza boys do, get your work done right. Visit www.addictedtoinktattoos.com for more information.
You're watching the Zanalza Entertainment Network on ZenLive.tv.
All right, we are back. For all you Luck lovers, you Peyton lovers, sausage lovers, Papa John's, this is the matchup of the weekend. Indianapolis getting 7 in Denver. Nelly predicted these matchups. The NFL predicted these matchups, for Christ's sake. But you know what? We're getting what we want. We're getting what we want. You know, everybody gets to take, eat, relax after the Dallas-Green Bay game. I'm sure it's going to be lots of points, and then they can get ready for more points. Yeah. This game is going to be filled with points, back and forth. We got
the spread here, Mo.
It's 7. Ooh. It's 7. And not only will I take the 7, but I'll take Indy winning the game. Winning the game in Denver. Beating this team, even with a suspect defense.
Monk, why do you like the Colts? Why?
I like the Colts. I love Andrew Luck's ability to make plays under.
We all love Andrew Luck.
I trust Andrew Luck's arm more than Peyton Manning's at this point. It's that simple.
There you go. But you got to keep Talib right now.
That's the problem.
On Denver. Yep. Going to take Hilton out of the game. Reggie Wayne's been hurt. He's old. Where are they getting these passing yards from?
They're going to get...
Cleaner, dude, we're watching that Bengal game. People are dropping dimes in their hands. You can't do that against Peyton Manning. He's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I go, you really can't.
I really, really wanted to take the Colts to win this game. I did. I like it. I think they're going to cover. The only reason why I can't take them is because they're suspect defense.
So suspect.
And no run game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just Denver has a decent defense who could take out T.Y. Hilton, which is their main threat. And I'm sorry, Andrew Luck can't do it all. He really can't.
He might be able to. He really
can't.
He's going to come close.
He really can't.
Man.
Is Julius Thomas healthy?
Yeah,
he'll be back.
Right.
Peyton Manning week off. He'll be back. It's tough. Demaryius Thomas is going to go off.
I think personally, the star is ready to go to the AFC Championship game. Andrew Luck, I picked you.
He's ready
to upset Peyton Manning. I'm staying with you. And it says to me, I got 2 underdogs winning now on Sunday. I've never done this whole year. I don't think pick underdogs win outright. But we gotta call it. We gotta call it. No.
Oh, sorry.
No, we're not going to call it. We're not going to call it. We're not going to call it. We gotta call it. We don't gotta call.
No, we don't gotta call.
We don't gotta call.
call.
Unbelievable. I mean, but Payton's Payton. It was probably Andrew Luck. It was probably Luck calling us. Good pick, Nell.
Good pick, Nell.
Stay with it.
Sorry, Luck.
Thank you.
I can think of
Luck is on your side. But let's go back to this Colts Bronco game. By far, this might be better than the AFC Championship game and NFC Championship game. I expect Andrew Luck to play the best game of his career.
Yeah.
His career in this game. It just smells like Andrew Luck's going to show the world, like how you think Cam Newton's going to show the world, if you think he's going to come through, that you are the face of the NFL for the next 10 years. Well, that's what it's saying to me.
I don't think Cam Newton could come through, but I think the ability of him being possibly able to come through is big for him.
Yeah.
I think Luck, he has, it's kind of sad to say, he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
A pressure that I think maybe he didn't expect to have so early in his young career. He has a lot of pressure to win this game against his...
Yeah. The guy, Peyton Manning, the heir apparent.
His predecessor, man. His nemesis, his new nemesis. It's...
But, they always say the Colts can't stop the run, guys. And you saw what New England did to them on that Sunday and Monday night game. It made Jonas Gray a superstar overnight. And then you watch the Colts play Giovanni Bernard, Jeremy Hill, who's the best tag team, since Stardust and Goldust, it sounds like, WWE.
Yeah.
Like, running back-wise. And they shut him down.
I said
that. They shut him down.
Yeah, you know what, though?
They could catch, run for power, run, and they did nothing.
You know what the problem is?
It wasn't AJ Green, or the Colts learned how to play defense.
You know what the problem is? The Colts stacked the box and said Andy Dalton beat us.
Okay.
If they stack the box and say Peyton Manning beat us, he might be like, all right, I'll beat you. No problem.
All right.
I'll throw to Demaryius Thomas and Wes Welker, and I'll beat you.
Is it okay for Broncos to rely on like C.J. Anderson, these guys?
That's the key. I don't think he's been great.
Well.
Yeah,
he's
been
really
great.
well. So I wouldn't put it past him.
If the Colts just give an ounce of good defense, I really do believe in this guy Andrew Luck to make enough plays with his feet, with his arm, everything.
Yeah. See, common knowledge would tell you that the Bengals played the Broncos a couple weeks ago before the playoffs started, 2 weeks, week 16.
Right.
The Bengals beat the Broncos,
right.
And now the Colts beat the Bengals, so the Colts can beat the Broncos. But we know stuff like that,
doesn't
and
work
easy
like that.
thinking, exactly. Easy thinking doesn't work like that, and I'm a little nervous because that's how the world of sports, of the NFL fans, are going to think. And Peyton Manning's going to come out after 2 weeks. He's going to dissect the defense. He's going to know the play even before he gets under the huddle, his center. Under his center.
You know how it works?
It's going to be over.
You know how it works, Nelly? It's like Vegas and a bookie's dream. It's like, I like Green Bay and my upset's Indianapolis, and then Denver wins and Dallas is the one to upset Green Bay. It's weird, or I like Dallas to win and I like Denver and Green Bay to win, and they're both favorites. Yeah. And you got two live dogs. Which one's gonna win?
You're right.
It's tough. It's tough.
Give me prediction, under the score. Things to look after before we go to commercial and get ready for the college championship game.
I'm going to take the Broncos, win this game by 31-27.
So you like the Colts cover?
I like the Colts cover, but I think Peyton Manning pulls it out at the end.
Who's the threat to watch on offense for Denver?
For Denver, C.J. Anderson. They got to stop him because that's going to be the main focal point. And for the Colts, I mean, Moncrief, Knicks, these guys got to have big games for them to beat.
I know that's
well said.
And I can't take these guys. I mean, I've had Akeem Nicks on my team for years, and I can't put confidence in these guys.
Nah.
Yep.
I have so much confidence in Andrew Luck this week. I really do. I like 31-28 Colts. 31-28. Peyton fails on that last drive, trying to tie the game. He fails.
I say
they go out first round.
Andrew Luck game-winning drive. He drops 4 TDs passing in this game.
I'm with you, Nelly.
So I got
Nelly, I'm with you.
I got 34-31. Peyton Manning scores 21 in the first half. All he puts up 10 like he usually does in the second. Relies on the running game, and it gets stopped, and the Colts come from behind, and Andrew Luck plays the best 3 quarters of his life and the best game of his life, because I think he will struggle in the first quarter. Somehow, some way, those legs of his is going to kill time.
Yeah.
And he's going to hit wide open guys, because as we've seen, besides playing the Oakland Raiders on Week 17, Denver looks very vulnerable on defense. We don't know what it is. Von Miller's not getting it done. Talib's very shaky. TJ Ward, okay, but he's not there yet.
No.
I think Wes Welker has to have a big game in order for Denver to pull this off. But I'm sticking with the Colts.
I'm with every point with you.
Wes Welker has to show up because they're going to take Demaryius out of the game. They're going to say, Vontae Davis, Demaryius, thank you very much. And I don't know if Julius is going to hold up. It has to be Wes Welker. It has to be. But Andrew Luck, I'm on your bandwagon. So, guys, that is our picks and predictions for the divisional round. Great talk, Monk. Great talk, Dugan. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see how the refs fix the Cowboy-Packer game a little more. You know, it might get weird. We might see other crazy stuff.
Might get a discount double check.
Crazy stuff. Amazing games. Nail biters across the board. No favorite team. A fan of a favorite team is safe in this game. No one is safe.
Exactly.
No,
well said.
It's going to get crazy.
Well said.
And we're going to come back from the break. We have our guest tonight. We're going to talk some college football. I should have a paper bag over my head because I played both games wrong last week. We Florida chomped. We did Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama, and we got Ohio State and Oregon. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Take care.
So latest news in the On It world, new Alpha Brain formula, which is just a slight tweak on the old formula.
It's fascinating to me that this is a new frontier. Every single report I've gotten back is positive. All these people that have tried it, I'm getting testimonial after testimonial.
I think Alpha Brain's amazing. That was the first supplement I took from them, and just like you hear, I think you feel amazing. Overall, feel great. Mental focus, feel sharp.
By the way, Max Eberly, one of the best pool players, a great instructor, is just raving about Alpha Brain.
3 hours of sleep at the most, and it would keep me focused throughout the day and ready to go.
Awesome dreams at night. Lucid dreams. You know, my girlfriend Sarah takes it. She was like talking about flying around. I definitely had some pretty intense dreams with it as well.
Do you realize there are dreams in the middle of them?
No.
Because I'm doing that all the time.
You're watching the Zadaza Entertainment Network on ZenLive.tv.
Welcome back, everybody. And now we're going to Skype in with Rebecca Angell. She is our head writer and correspondent for PJ. Hey,
Rebecca, how's it going?
Hey, hang on. Wait.
Hello.
There we go.
All right.
Hey.
Good to have you on.
There you are.
Hello, how you doing? Yes.
What's going on?
So, Rebecca, tell us a little...
I like how you said y'all, so that's good.
The South.
So, Rebecca, now we've been in touch since about August for Pipe on Sports. We're lucky to have you on as our head writer for PGA. We started golf and built a chemistry with us. We're lucky to have you with us tonight. But we want to touch on, we were tweeting back and forth during the Florida State-Oregon game. And what was your take on that game?
Take on that game was, it was close up until halftime.
Oh, God.
And, then when Florida State threw all the picks, Oregon just took that and ran with it. And and their offense just tired out FSU's defense like crazy.
Yep.
I mean, they looked like they were sucking wind, and that's saying something. Oregon's always got a high-powered offense. Everyone knows that, but FSU should come prepared, and they just, like Herb Street said, just gave up.
They did. They really did, to the point where Winston did all he could. I felt like he was the only guy playing on the field, and I didn't even blame him for going crazy on the sidelines.
There's that, but he doesn't throw the 5 picks, and then you got a game, right?
Yeah, but he did hit his wides in the hands, I felt like, and it went off their chest. And he doesn't run the ball. He's not Dalvin Cook, so he wasn't really turning it over.
No, I mean, he's very composed in the pocket. He is a talent, and, he knows how to win games, but when you get down that much in the third quarter, there's no way you're having the fourth quarter comeback like they normally do. So,
were you okay with Fisher's decision, and this goes to everybody, with not kicking the field goal early in the game, sending Aguayo, who was like the best kicker, one of the best kickers in college football?
The best.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah,
Aguayo.
the best. Yeah.
The best. And you go for it with Winston, and it gets down to 1. I think that was a huge momentum swinger early in that game. Were you okay with that decision, or Jimbo messed up there? I mean, what do you guys take? Would you would have kicked the field goal with Aguayo, or you would have trusted Winston with his body size like Big Ben to get over the goal line?
Dude, this is no-brainer.
I'm honestly, even
brainer.
though you have Aguayo as a good field goal kicker, when you're playing a team like Oregon, you need to score touchdowns.
Thank
you.
you.
You got to keep Winston
you do.
in.
I mean, you're not going to win it with threes.
No.
There you go. You're not. You're just really not. And, I was so pumped watching this game. I was so confident Florida State was going to pull this away. And the first thing you see when you put this game on is Nick O'Leary hurt himself in warm-ups, and now he's back in the training room. You cannot win the game in Florida State without a healthy Nico Leary. That's just not going to happen.
You know, Nelly, this game was easy to predict from the get-go. You know, they 8-3. I just saw so many athletes on FSU. I thought they had better athletes than Oregon, and I did not see that. I thought Jimbo Fisher would be more prepared than Mark Helfrich. I did not see that. I saw a quarterback that you couldn't stop him with his feet. You couldn't stop the option. They were running a play every 12 seconds. Yeah. It was unbelievable. FSU was, like you said, they were sucking wind.
Yeah.
You can't. A team that's used to coming back game after game after game, and no matter what, we're going to win the game. You can't do it against a high-powered offense like Oregon. They were just too prepared.
And I mean, and Oregon has something to prove too, because
big time.
They've had so much hype for so long, and then they have a stupid loss to Arizona, or they some crazy Pac-12 team early in the season,
and they get
and then it just deflates. So this is their year.
It looks like it.
You're right.
It looks like it.
Especially with 2 years removed from Chip Kelly, you don't know how the new head coach is going to handle the season. And, you do have Mariota. But you know what? We saw when Oregon played Auburn, they lost. And you're going into this game with the hotshot Jimbo Fisher and all these names like Rashard Green, Nico Leary, Winston.
All these NFL players.
All these NFL players.
And Nico Leary needs to stop having motorcycle accidents.
Yep. Oh, she's got the inside scoop.
There you go. She knows. There you go.
Well, he's Jack Nicklaus's grandson.
Yes, exactly.
So he's dripping swagoo. He's dripping swagoo.
He's got an athlete all over him.
Speaking of O'Leary,
all over him.
Would you take him? He's rated #1 tight end in the draft. Would you take him in the first round?
I'm.
Rebecca, would you take O'Leary in the first round? What team would
you
you
need a tight end? I mean, it's a tight end.
No,
thank
I wouldn't
you.
either. I don't think he has the size or the speed, but he has good hands.
To me,
Erroneous.
He has great hands. I mean, he doesn't use gloves.
Well.
He's really proud about that fact. But no, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Nelly, you didn't know a quarterback's name last week.
Oh no, I didn't.
Do you know his name this week?
Oh, Cardell Jones.
Oh, Cardell Jones.
I botched that name about 4 times last week. I had to stop in Ohio State quarterback because I didn't know third string. How could a third-string quarterback beat supposedly the best defense in college football?
Nelly,
you can't write this stuff
with the running game.
There you go.
Exactly. Thank you. Tell me.
With the running game.
What's Ezekiel Elliott do?
Star.
The legs feed the wolf.
Oregon has to stop.
The legs feed the wolf.
In that game, when you think about it, Alabama's that big physical team, and Ohio State outmanned them, and they looked really good.
I'm more in shock of that game.
That Virginia Tech loss was a complete fluke to me.
Yeah. Such a fluke.
With JT Barrett, it really was. And then when you come back and you have such a high-scoring offense with the past 5 or 6 wins that they had, especially with the win against Wisconsin, they've been making a statement. And Urban Meyer is as much as I really dislike him, he's a pretty darn brilliant coach.
He's a god.
He's the best coach in college football.
Nelly,
he's a god. I hate Ohio State. I'm a Miami U fan. He's a god.
Nelly, I have to. This man sitting right next to me is a big Urban Meyer guy, and I am a big Nick Saban guy. I thought Nick Saban was the best, excellent. Nick Saban, you're still the best, and you're excellent. But you got beat at your own game.
It wasn't Lane Kiffin who got beat. It was Nick Saban who got kicked.
And Urban Meyer can recruit too.
Oh, forget it.
Dukes, what are you saying, Dukes?
I said Urban Meyer took a third-string quarterback and won a game against Nick Saban.
But I have a question with that.
Down 20-6.
Nelly, Rebecca, I have a question. Could he be the best quarterback of the 3?
I may be.
Could he actually be a guy that they didn't give the look to? Now he gets,
Cardell is salty on that because during practice he gave up because he's like, I'm not going to play. So why do I have to do all this? And he made a lot of big mistakes on Twitter and all this stuff. But then when he got the call, he rose to the occasion. So to me, it's twofold. He's got the talent, but he didn't have the heart to begin with. So does he have the integrity? And you question that from the beginning. But he can perform now. Here's the thing: if he's relying on the run game and Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, you got to look at his passing game too. You got to force him to pass the ball. You're Oregon,
You're Oregon.
Take his legs out of the game.
I honestly really think that Ezekiel Elliott's going to have a really big game in this championship game. If you look at last week,
he has to.
Oregon against Florida State. Florida State was down how many points, and they were still
running the ball. That's
still
a great
had almost
point.
200 yards
That's
rushing.
a great point.
Yeah.
I really think that the offensive line is going to manhandle, and Ezekiel Elliott might. He had 200 yards last week.
This is going to be a close game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and I think it's going to be a close game.
Definitely.
I really do.
I really think, do you have to talk about Alabama here? Did Blake Sims choke? Sims choke?
Nelly, I've been saying he's not that good.
He did not play well.
Was terrible.
Yeah, exactly. I
think he choked.
The one pick that I thought was really bad. He had, I forgot who it was. I think it was the tight end in the corner, and he underthrew him for the interception at like the 1 yard line.
Oh yeah.
That blew the game, and that was a 6-point game at that point. Yeah,
Nelly,
and that's a totally different game.
I'll put it to you this way: it's really nice to have Amari Cooper to throw the ball up to. Okay.
Yeah, but they weren't throwing to him at the end of the game.
To throw the ball to.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, Gypsy Engineer, he heard us last week. Amari Cooper this, Amari Cooper that, and Gypsy tapped me right away.
I went right to YouTube and went to looked up his highlights, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow.
But
next Julio Jones,
They didn't throw to him at the end of the game.
He still scored 2 touchdowns in the game. People said Amari Cooper didn't play good. He scored 2 touchdowns, guys. What else do you want?
Nelly, you touched on it. They were down, and Urban Meyer just you are a god.
With the 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't care. You played a game against Wisconsin and won, and you beat Alabama and won with a 3rd string quarterback. Are you kidding me?
Well, they've outscored their opponents by like 70 points in the past 5 games.
Yeah, that's what got them in. That's what snuck them in.
Yeah.
And now they're proving they definitely deserve to be there.
Yes, absolutely. And to think it could have been Baylor. I mean,
they lost this week to Michigan State.
The
committee's going wild right
and
now.
that proves.
And, TCU, you're really pissed. But
I think that's the only team that has a real legitimate gripe.
Yeah.
You know.
And you don't see this in college that often. Where there's 6 teams, that could have been in this 4. 6.
You know what I was thinking too? Ohio State, they proved their legitimacy because look at Michigan State beating Baylor in a bowl game. So, you know what I mean? Look at that. Think about it that way.
Ohio State
took care of them. Exactly.
Handily.
And they're a tough team, as you saw. Mark D'Antonio's a good coach.
Langford, Cook standing there.
Yep.
Hey, Mark, where was that game taking place? Michigan State, Baylor. Jerry's World, right?
Jerry's World.
And what do we got now in the championship game?
Jerry's World.
That game, Michigan State, Baylor, could have been better than the championship game. It can be better than the championship game.
41 classic, ESPN classic in Jerry's World.
Baylor beat TCU coming back from 21 points. Michigan State beat
they
Baylor,
did. They beat them head to head, and that's why I always thought Baylor should have been in over TCU. But when TCU beat Ole Miss they did and just shut them down, they made a statement. I mean, but with TCU, you can't lose in the 4th quarter after having a 21-point lead. You just can't.
You just can't.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I have a question. How do you feel about Jameis Winston entering the draft today? What do you think about him? Because you were talking about Cardell Williams.
To say to us on Twitter about
Cardell Williams and his poise, and if does he have the mental game, the mental stability? This is a guy, Winston, that I'm worried about. I'm worried about his attitude. I'm worried about his mannerisms, what he does. I don't know.
Well, he definitely doesn't have maturity. I mean, we all know that.
No,
I mean,
he's very immature.
the guy turned 21. Today or yesterday or something like that.
Yeah.
The whole thing about Jameis Winston, he's got the talent. I mean, he does have the talent. He could be a number 1 pick, but the question is, should he be?
Would you pick him or Mariota?
I would pick Mariota personally.
You pick Mariota,
it depends on what you're looking for.
Look at Nelly shaking his head over there. Look at this.
I'm a Bucs fan.
But if you're a Bucs fan, I mean, I see Jameis Winston being a great fit there. I do. I mean, you've got the fan base, you've got the whole state of Florida. I mean, regardless, is going to rally around him.
That's true.
I think it is an environment that would be comfortable for him. I mean, obviously, you've got the community kind of supporting him there, but I think that is a comfortable environment for him.
But don't you think maybe Mariota would fit there too? The Hawaiian bloodline and warm climate.
He's a different style of quarterback.
Exactly.
Right.
And he's more like a Kaepernick. So
exactly.
I don't know.
Do I want Kaepernick or do I want Big Ben, Monk?
Well, no, it's easy.
Who do I want, Monk?
Do you take the running quarterback or the pocket passer? I take the pocket passer.
I'm dissecting the Florida State Oregon game as a Bucs fan. Like I'm at the draft. Like who do I want as a Bucs fan? And Winston won to me. It had nothing to do with the picks and turnovers and the score. Mariota ran the same play the whole game.
Yeah,
it was a dive over the middle.
The thing about Winston is the one time that he really is poised when he's not, throwing a pick is in the pocket. He is calm.
Correct.
He is laser focused down the field. and it's ridiculous how he can just channel everything.
How great was he this year against like Miami and coming back against Boston College? He was so poised. I agree with you.
Florida game that
Yes. And everyone wants to knock him for that bad fumble, and you see the RKOs on the vines and stuff. And the Odell Beckham Jr. catching the ball. He's trying to make a play there. Right. His leg slips, and he goes back to throw the ball, and the ball came out as his leg slips. I mean, come on. Who hasn't slipped before with something in their hand, they drop it?
Cook really let his team down with those two fumbles. Definitely.
There is no question on the field he has the talent. He absolutely does. He shows it game in and game out. The thing is off field. He needs a mentor, and honestly, I think the Bucs is a good fit.
A mentor, right. Maybe hopefully that's all he
really does need a mentor. He needs someone to guide him, and and that says a lot about Jimbo Fisher, though, that he can't really take control of his team and be the leader of his team. When Jameis Winston, when he's supposed to be, sitting down when he was suspended from that game, and he's given the halftime speech. No, Jimbo, you're the one. Take control of your team.
Yeah.
A team should never collapse like his team did. A team should never collapse. So that's our breakdown from Florida State, Oregon this past week, and Alabama, Ohio State. I mean, I was shocked. I picked both games wrong. It was just
me too. Nelly.
It was just nuts.
We were
we did that. We
chomped this week.
We sang "Sweet Old Alabama," and you know what? Mariota took us to school, and Urban Meyer, like he does to everybody,
Nelly
takes them to school.
To quote the great Scoot, he must be a bus driver because he took us to school.
Monk, you're the man. You're the absolute man. But now we got a little short time left here, so let's go to the big stage in Jerry's.
The big one.
The national championship game. Rebecca.
The first official.
Yeah. I want you to give us your storylines for this game, what you're going to look after, what's going to catch your eye, what are you going to look to see?
Well, I'm looking at OSU's defense, and I'm hoping. Well, I want it to be an exciting game because I want the Ducks to win personally.
Okay.
But they deserve it. They've had so many big years, and I really think this is their year. But if Ohio State wants to stay in it, they really have to be smart with eyeing the ball, because what Oregon's offense does is they make you run, because Oregon runs that huge spread offense.
Right.
Where, you don't know where the ball is. So you've got your whole D-line running all over the place, and that's why everyone sucks wind. That's why everyone is so tired, and they get so many plays off so quickly. So it's not just a matter of conditioning; it's a matter of being smart on a line on where the ball is.
So you think it's Ohio State running the ball efficiently is going to keep Oregon's offense off the field, and Urban Meyer calling smart plays, basically?
I think that's what he's going to do. Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you. Ohio State's getting 6 in this game. Who do you like, Rebecca?
I like Oregon by a touchdown. Maybe
close. Covering by one.
Ooh. MVP of the game.
Yeah, they're a 7-point favorite. Vegas is.
I think it went down.
Right?
Did it go down to 6 or is it 7?
I think it's 6.
6.
Oh, it went down. Now? There you go.
It was 7 earlier. Ooh.
Rebecca, who is your MVP of this game? I want to know. Is it Mariota locked down?
Very easy. Yes.
Is it Mariota locked down?
Absolutely. He's thrown a touchdown pass every single game he's played.
Yeah.
And for me, Mariota is such an amazing quarterback. He's fun to watch. He's composed. He's fantastic. I think he's the MVP. I think that all of sports media is kind of partial to him as well. So I really think that he's going to be the MVP.
I am so against you there. I'm not a Mariota fan whatsoever. I'm picking Ohio State in that game. I'm just letting you know right now. My MVP, I would give it to Urban Meyer, but I got Ohio State win outright, but I'm going to give it to Devin Smith, the wide receiver. Dukes, what's your take on this game? The man who had a phenomenal college season, by the way, I have to point out. We went head-to-head. This kid wrote articles and went 10-0 on articles. Unbelievable. Dugan, I had a good season. You had a phenomenal season.
Give us the
right man to end this right now.
Give us the winner.
Honestly, you all know I'm an Urban Meyer fan. I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm a little biased. But in this game, honestly, I really think that Urban Meyer, you have to take the coaches in the big game. He is an exceptional coach. He will devise a plan with Ezekiel Elliott and the run game to keep Mariota off the field. I'm not saying that he's going to stop him, because there's going to be scoring back and forth. But I think with Cardale Jones and Ezekiel Elliott, Cardale being able to scramble out of the pocket,
I agree. Exactly.
He's going to be able to control the ball. They're going to move the ball very well. I like Ezekiel Elliott big in this game. He's going to have, I think, 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's my MVP. Just based on what he did in the last 2 weeks, he doesn't even have to have a good game this week to win it.
So forget the points.
Forget the points. Ohio State out. Right?
Nelly, I am with him. Ezekiel Elliott is the MVP. And Urban Meyer over Mark Helfrich any day. 31-27.
Monk, my bad for leaving you on that prediction. I totally forgot you did not go.
No, it's all right.
But do you think... I'm sorry. But do you think now... I'm a little scared with Ohio State because, okay, yeah, they play Blake Sims, but now they play Mariota. There's a huge difference in quarterback there.
Yeah.
But I'm still sticking to Ohio State.
I mean, but, Urban Meyer is going to prove his worth in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
If he wins, then he is the best. He is.
I already think he's the best.
Yeah.
Final thing, what did you...
He doesn't sleep at night. Ever.
No, he doesn't.
I know, that
was game planning all night.
2 years ago. I mean, that story was unbelievable. This guy just put so much work into football.
Film.
Rebecca, what was your reaction when you saw the Urban Meyer post-game speech after Alabama when he found out that they scored 49? What was it? 40?
Oh, when he was like,
win by
40. We need to go prepare right now.
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Nobody saw that one coming.
You don't see an expression like that in coaches, but Urban Meyer,
No.
Michigan fans, you got your Harbaugh, but Urban Meyer, he's the stud, and the man doesn't lose in championship games. It's just that simple. And I'm with Dugan. You got to take the coach. I don't care if Monk's playing quarterback for Ohio State. I'm taking Ohio State.
3-on-1, Rebecca.
I'm still taking Oregon.
Oh boy.
I'm still taking Oregon. It's their year.
All right.
And if they don't do it this year, when are they going to do it?
You're right.
Yes, you're right. Rebecca, this is the first, but it's definitely not going to be the last time we're going to have you on the show. I'd like to thank you so much for coming on with us and talking about this game. We're definitely going to recap. I know.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Always. And by the way, this girl is a UVA alum, huge golf fan, and we're going to have masters with her. Yeah, we went to UVA. We had Heath Miller conversations.
Had to represent.
That's it.
Exactly. But thank you so much.
Thank you
for
coming on, Rebecca.
Soon, and talk to you later.
Take
All
care.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye.
So, guys, I mean, the game's
great guest.
Yes, great guest. Lucky to have her.
Very knowledgeable.
She knows the game. And now the stage is set. And the college football season will be over.
Stage is set.
It is a very sad time for everybody. I mean, it's just that simple. But Monk, I know you got some soccer news over there.
Yeah, Nelly, something just wanted to touch on real quick. Speaking of things being over, it's very sad. Steven Gerrard, last season with Liverpool, been with them for 19 years. The poor guy never won a Premier League. He has won a Champions League with them. Talk about the best player for his club. I mean, he is the Derek Jeter of Liverpool. He's the Derek Jeter of England. He's just a class act. On and off the pitch. He's so many wonderful goals. A midfielder surging through, scoring goals like that. You never see that anymore. He's going to be missed. But we get to see him. MLS, signed with the Galaxy, $6 million a year. In his twilight years, it should be cool. And the guy can hit a free kick better than anyone still. He reminds me of Beckham with the set pieces. Another piece of big news, personally and for the soccer world, for everybody. Adidas and Chelsea's owner, Roman Abramovich, very wealthy Russian, they are orchestrating a big move for Lionel Messi. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. In Spain, he missed a training session. He was benched for the first game coming off of New Year's. He's got a spat with the coach, Luis Enrique. The Barcelona fans are not backing him as much as they used to. He's had tax problems, him and his father. I think he wants out, and Chelsea is the big club that he wants to go to the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool. Oh, man, I am. Guys, you have no idea. On the edge of my seat. If we get him, that's it. Yes, there's your answer.
Next week, we're going to touch more on the soccer.
Yes.
That is insanity.
Insane.
Gerard, I mean, I don't even watch soccer, but I know. This is for Dugan.
Thank you, guys.
Albania, we've been on him all year. Monk, we believe in the God, right? Dugan,
believe in him.
Send us out, Dugan.
Believe in him.
By the way, we're sponsored by Unique Affairs. They got Unique Affairs Catering.
Guys, just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Can't wait for Monday next week. Hopefully, Ohio State and Urban Meyer get it done for the Pipe Bomb Sports Crew.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.